This news update is brought to you by...
Got kids? Then you need video on demand from Flow, with hours of entertaining shows and movies for boys and girls of all ages. There's always something to watch. Simply press the VOD button on your Flow remote. This is how we do TV. This is how we Flow.
This is the Barbados Today afternoon news update for Thursday, January 28th. Thank you for joining us. I am Mary-Claire Williams. A former parliamentarian is calling for the legalization of marijuana. It comes on the heels of recent support for the move by St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, and the Chief Medical Officer of St. Kitts, Dr. Patrick Martin. Hamilton Lashley says statements by both men is music to his ears, and he told Barbados Today he thinks that locals can benefit from the legalization, not only for medicinal use of the drug, but also as an income generator.
For medicinal purposes, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying also that it could be a major income generator for Barbados, right? And I'm asking that particularly from the Attorney General's office, to set up a committee that could effectively look at the issue of the legalization and do not keep postponing it when other developed countries have already legalized it and are making an actual profit from the sale of the herb that God put by this herb. So then God put by this herb can't be bad. It's very misusing. So I don't see what the whole big thing is, you know what I mean? You're saying strictly prohibited by children, strictly prohibited to be used by teenagers, and that is something that I have to deal with, because I am not promoting the use of this herb by teenagers.
More concern is being raised over the state of the economy following the 2015 performance review presented by Central Bank Governor Dr. Delisle Worrell last week. Dr. Worrell reported a 0.5% growth fueled by the tourism industry. But the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Barbados says it is not satisfied with the low growth rate. ICAB's Executive Director Reginald Farley says in a statement that while tourism is expected to lead future growth, government should be careful not to be too dependent on one sector. And he wants more to be done to boost other areas, especially those which earn foreign exchange. ICAB says it is also concerned about the ongoing productivity problem, as noted by the reported gap between the unit cost of labor and output per worker. Tourism Minister Richard Seeley says he is prepared to intervene to prevent the shutdown of the Grantley Adams International Airport by the country's largest public sector trade union. The National Union of Public Workers is threatening industrial action if airport management does not respond favorably by this evening to their request to pay outstanding monies to staff. The NUPW says the 3.5% wage increase dates back to 2010. The union met with airport workers yesterday afternoon to discuss the matter.
We will start whatever action is necessary to let the management, the board, the minister and all those persons who are involved in this exercise know that we are serious on this matter. We are not going into details because, as I said, it's a matter that has been outstanding for almost 5 years, so we need to sit and see exactly where the board stands on this issue.
The tourism minister did not say how he plans to address the issue, but stated he needed to get a full picture of the situation. 11 drug offenders will have their records cleared after graduating from the inaugural drug treatment court program. 10 men and 1 woman graduated from the program at a ceremony at the Supreme Court. High Court Judge Justice Pamela Beckles noted, however, that 5 people did not complete the program. She said 2 offenders are still receiving psychiatric care and were discharged due to mental issues. 2 others refused to submit themselves for testing and were sent back to the respective magistrate for sentencing. 1 participant has since been jailed after committing a serious offense. Regional travelers will soon be paying less for their tickets. LIAT announced today that it is removing the fuel surcharge completely on all new tickets effective March 1st. The airline's CEO, David Evans, says fares will now fall by an average of 5%. According to him, the decision is due to falling prices of oil, which is now trading at a 12-year low. Evans added that the surge in oil prices since 2003 made fuel one of LIAT's largest costs. In sports, West Indies off-spinner Sunil Narine gets some assistance from the Trinidad government to improve his bowling action. Narine has been banned by the ICC for suspected bowling action. Sports Minister Darrell Smith announced that his ministry is contributing $35,000 to Narine's rehabilitation.
We have a Prime Minister, Dr. Rowley, who is a huge cricket fan, doesn't miss a game. He was at most of the games, and he's very adamant that we get some assistance to Sunil and get him back on the team. And we look forward to a successful year for the West Indies.
Narine, meanwhile, says he's looking forward to improving his form and returning to the international game.
I think it's a process that umpires look at footage and they can call you back no matter whether you pass it. So it's something I'm working on. So hopefully this is the last time, and I'm working even harder so I could make sure that the next time I come out is for good.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
In news from the region, the United States has lifted several trade restrictions with Cuba, as American companies can now lend money to Cuban entrepreneurs and invest in infrastructure projects. Under the new measures, U.S. studios are also able to shoot films in that country. Havana and Washington restored relations last year, ending more than 5 decades of enmity. Congress has ignored President Obama's calls to lift the trade embargo, but over the years, the government has taken several steps to encourage trade between the two countries. And finally, the World Health Organization says up to 4 million people will be infected with Zika virus in the Americas this year. WHO's Director General Dr. Margaret Chan says the virus has gone from a mild threat to one of alarming proportions, and she has set up an emergency team to decide whether Zika should be treated as a global emergency.
The level of concern is high, as is the level of uncertainty. Questions abound. We need to get some answers quickly. For all these reasons, I have decided to convene an emergency committee under the international health regulations. The committee will meet in Geneva on Monday, 1st February. I am asking the committee for advice on the appropriate level of international concern and for recommended measures that should be undertaken in affected countries and elsewhere. I will also ask the committee to prioritize areas where research is most urgently needed. Decisions concerning the committee's advice to me will be made public on our website.
The last time an international emergency was declared was for the Ebola outbreak in West Africa, which has killed more than 11,000 people. And that's the news. There's more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals or Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also tune into Channel 101 on Flow TV or Mix 96.9 FM for more news and sports. I am Marika Williams. Good afternoon.